Freddie.
Freddie, Associated Press. I'm Aaron Rainan. How are you today?
Good.
Listen, we're just going to ask you a couple of questions again. Could you lower that a little bit, sir, just for our shot? Thank you. Could you lower that, Associated Press? Tell me, how important is this fight, do you think, to Manny, and how prepared is he for it?
He's 100% prepared for the fight, and it's a very important fight, especially if it's his last one. I want him to go out with a bang, and I urge him that we haven't seen a knockout in a long time, and that he will do. It'll be great for him to have another knockout. And the sparring I saw yesterday, he was really setting down his punches, really doing well with the sparring partners, and it's a very important fight for him to win.
Now, the Mayweather question. Could he fight again, do you think, Mayweather? And tell me what's running through your mind about a rematch.
A rematch, I think, could happen. I would like to see that, but I would want Manny to fight a much better fight than he did in the first one, because I know he can. And I think with the shoulder injury he had, that's gone now, and it's looking really good. He's punching really, really good with both hands, and so with two hands, I like him in the fight.
Now, the last question here. Obviously, he's running for senator in the Philippines. It must be distracting him. How focused is he on this match?
Well, he hasn't really done any politics or any campaigning the whole time we're in the Philippines or here. The people see him working out and getting ready for a fight, and most people tell me in the Philippines, the better he does in this fight, the more votes he'll get. So that's something I tell him. I said, well, if you knock this guy out, you'll get a lot of votes.
Freddie, it seems like Timothy is sold on him being a different fighter, and Manny's still fighting the same way. What's your take on it? Has he truly made any kind of change so far?
I don't know.
From what you've seen against Vargas?
Well, Vargas, can you really judge that fight? I mean, Vargas really didn't show up that night. He did what he was supposed to do, but there was no different fighter. He's the same.
Well, if he didn't show up, he still managed to hurt Bradley. Do you think Pacquiao could probably put the stamp on this trilogy here by knocking out Bradley? Is that what you guys are looking for?
That's what I'm looking for, but again, Manny doesn't like to talk about knockouts too often, but I do want that, and I urge him every day to do that.
Freddie, Jose Ramirez and Frankie Gomez used to be sparring partners for Pacquiao. Are they sparring with him this time, and who else do you have sparring with Pacquiao?
No, we just have Medusa, and we have Lionel Rose. Been the main sparring partners. I didn't want to. When we got to America, I had Frankie and them available, but I didn't want too many changes because those two guys work. They're more like our opponent than Frankie or Juan. So sparring's been pretty consistent with those two guys.
In the past, you would want Manny to come a good maybe 5-6 weeks and train here in America. But the last couple fights, he's trained a lot in the Philippines and then come back here. Is that like an agreement you guys came to terms to?
No, it just worked out that way. And the thing is, we got here plenty of time to get ready for the fight. And again, the sparring issue, I mean, it wasn't really going that well either in the Philippines or here. And then yesterday finally showed me what I wanted to see. And now I think he's on the right course, and he's comfortable with all the moves we're making and the small adjustments that we're making for this fight.
Is that a concern that this kind of late in the camp that you're just barely kind of seeing what you want to see as far as in sparring?
Fighters usually peak very close to the fight and so forth. So I think it's that perfect time right now because we haven't overdone it, and the thing is I don't have to push him real hard to get him to do it again because I know I'll see that every time from this point on. And we only have 2 more days of sparring, so we got 4 rounds both days. Then we're done.
Freddie, how do you see this third fight? Is it going to be the most interesting of the 3? A lot of people think that that's the case just because of the changes, but do you expect anything different than what we've seen the first 2 times?
Well, he's got Teddy, a new trainer and so forth. He's going to try some new things. We've made some adjustments and for him, and I'm hoping it's a much better fight, and I hope the fight ends by knockout, and that would that would be a great change for the first two fights. The first two fights were good fights. I mean, they have 24. They have good hard rounds together. I mean, I thought Manny won both fights, but you know, that's in the history books, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Do you think Teddy Atlas is really going to make a big difference in terms of Bradley's?
I don't think so, because I don't think you can really change Bradley at this point. He's been fighting for a long, long time, and his old trainer, it seemed like he did a very good job and so forth, but Teddy likes to talk in the corner and likes to talk about firemen and pump his guy up, and they call him a motivator. I think he's just full of shit, but that's my opinion.